In the past, there existed a practice where individuals with physical deformities were exhibited as attractions in circus shows. People would pay money and travel great distances to witness these displays, allowing them to observe the lives of others who had faced such challenges. While this approach is certainly highly inappropriate and exploitative by today's standards, it was an accepted form of entertainment in that era. Join us as we tell you about 12 circus freaks that actually existed. Number 12. Charles Sherwood Stratton, General Tom Thumb. Tom Thumb, born Charles Sherwood Stratton on January 4, 1838, was a renowned circus performer and one of the most famous circus freaks of the 19th century. Charles developed and grew normally for the first 6 months of his life, at which point he was 25 inches tall and weighed 15 pounds. Then he suddenly stopped growing. Medically, his deformity was due to a faulty pituitary gland. Despite this rare congenital condition, Charles's remarkable journey finally began in Bridgeport, Connecticut, where he was discovered by the legendary showman Phineas Taylor Barnum at the tender age of 4. Recognizing how much his appearance would fascinate the public, Barnum swiftly brought young Charles under his wing and transformed him into a star attraction for Barnum's American Museum. While at the museum, he was recognized as General Tom Thumb, a name he earned due to his stunted growth. With this name, Charles embarked on a remarkable career that took him to the heights of fame and fortune. At the Barnum's American Museum, Charles showcased his talents as a performer, impressing audiences with his wit, charisma, and exceptional showmanship. Afterwards, General Tom Thumb became a household name, captivating audiences both in the United States and abroad. Charles's performances were diverse, ranging from comedic sketches and musical acts to impersonations and historical reenactments. Audiences marveled at his ability to sing, dance, and entertain with an unparalleled charm. His miniature size and youthful appearance only added to his appeal, bewitching the imaginations of people of all ages. Barnum masterfully staged Charles's rise to stardom, skillfully promoting him as a wonder of nature and a marvel to behold. The public's curiosity about Charles was insatiable, and his appearances drew large crowds wherever he went. Beyond his circus lifestyle, in 1863, Charles got married to a woman of small stature, Lavinia Warren. Following their wedding, the couple were received by President Lincoln at the White House. After the special recognition, Charles and his wife toured together in Europe, where he also had the honor of performing before Queen Victoria. Despite his diminutive stature, Charles became a wealthy man with a standard house in the fashionable part of New York and a steam yacht. He also owned a specially adapted home on one of Connecticut's Thimble Islands. After spells of years as a showman, in 1883, Charles died. He died of a stroke at age 45, just 6 months after narrowly escaping a disastrous hotel fire at the Newhall House in Milwaukee. Before his death, Charles only reached a maximum height of 3 feet 4 inches tall and weighed just 71 pounds. To honor his legacy, Charles's image appeared on countless merchandise, from collectible cards and souvenirs to toys and novelties. He became an iconic figure, and today, his story serves as a stark reminder that there is no limit to what anyone can achieve. While his exhibitions may be seen as exploitative today, Charles Sherwood Stratton, the diminutive performer who became General Tom Thumb, left an indelible legacy, reminding us of the enduring power of curiosity, showmanship, and the desire to be captivated by the extraordinary. Number 11. Josephine Myrtle, Corbin as the Four-Legged Girl. Josephine Myrtle Corbin, widely known as the Four-Legged Girl, was an extraordinary circus performer who captivated audiences with her unique physical condition. Born on May 12, 1868 in Lincoln County, Tennessee, Josephine possessed a rare congenital anomaly known as dipygus, which caused her to have 2 distinct reproductive organs and 4 functional legs. Growing up in her neighborhood, residents were curious about her rare look. So, her father decided to keep her confined in a room, and for anyone to see her, the father would ask for money in return. This continued until she was 13 years old. At this age, Josephine traveled to different towns accompanied by her father. They went for numerous sideshow performances, which earned them a lot of money. Despite her deformity, she wasn't deterred in any way. In fact, she lived her life to the fullest by becoming one of the greatest late 19th and early 20th centuries American sideshow performers. She quickly became a celebrity of her time, drawing in crowds with her unique physical appearance and entertaining personality. Josephine's performances showcased her abilities to walk comfortably, run, and even dance using her two sets of legs, which were skillfully coordinated and fully functional. At the peak of her career, Josephine performed in various circus companies, including the famous Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey Circus. Audiences were astounded by her grace, poise, and agility as she effortlessly maneuvered with her four legs, demonstrating extraordinary control and coordination. At the age of 19 and roughly 5 feet tall, she got married to a doctor named James Clinton Bicknell. Together, they had 3 girls and 1 boy. History has it that Josephine bore 3 of her children from her 2 reproductive organs. Unfortunately, in May 6, 1927, Josephine died. She died at the age of 59 after suffering from a rare skin infection. Josephine's legacy extends far beyond her life as a circus performer. She was a perfectionist in her craft. She defied stereotypes and prejudices, challenged society's perceptions of what it meant to be normal, and inspired countless individuals with physical differences. Number 10. Fanny Mills, as the Bigfoot Lady. With her extraordinary physical condition, Fanny Mills, popularly known as the Bigfoot Lady, became one of the most famous circus freaks of the late 19th century. Her unique story offers a glimpse into a world where individuals with remarkable differences commanded the attention and curiosity of onlookers. Let us delve fully into the life of Fanny Mills, a woman whose immense feat propelled her to the forefront of the circus world, captivating the imaginations of all who witnessed her. Fanny was born in Sussex, England in 1860, and after sojourning there for a while, she immigrated with her family to Sandusky, Ohio. In Ohio, she was called the Ohio Bigfoot Woman due to her medical condition called Milroy disease. This is a rare disorder that causes her lower legs and feet to swell. From her head to waist, she was like any other woman. Fanny's feet, however, were 19 inches long and 7 inches wide, and she used a shoe size of 30. These shoes were made of 3 pure goatskins. On account of this special condition, she was recognized wherever she found herself. With her appearance, she likewise gained massive attention from the press and showmen. Many of them suggested that the family should exhibit Fanny to help contribute to her household income. But George Mills, her father, declined all invitations. Following his death in 1885, Fanny decided to exhibit herself against the family's wishes. With the help of a friend, Mary Brown, Fanny was able to walk around and change her shoes. Since she got the assistance to move around, Fanny joined the New Dime Museum in the East Coast at age 25. Her performances were met with awe and wonder as she gracefully displayed her enlarged feet, showcasing their astounding size to mesmerized audiences. Her captivating stage presence and charming personality only heightened the intrigue surrounding her. Even though Fanny made a modest fortune from her deformities, she still didn't have enough time to enjoy it. When she gave birth to a stillborn child in 1887, her health began to deteriorate. She then retired from the New Dime Museum in 1892, and at the age of 39, she passed away. Number 9. Felix Ware, the Elastic Skin Man. Born in Mount Ida, Wisconsin in 1858, Felix Ware possessed an innate talent for contortion from an early age. He could stretch his skin out from any part of his body to about 4 inches, and could bend his fingers backwards and forwards. This rare body was as a result of a condition known as Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, an unusual connective tissue disorder that in some forms makes your skin very flexible. With his elastic physique, which goes beyond the limits of what is possible, he soon found himself in the spotlight of various circuses and sideshows, including the famous Ringling Brothers, Barnum and Bailey Circus. Felix's performances stunned audiences who were left surprised as they caught a glimpse of him folding his body into seemingly impossible configurations, doing it effortlessly and maneuvering his limbs with unparalleled grace. But every hero has their rival, and very soon Felix had to compete with the likes of James Morris. It was a showdown of the stretchiest proportions as these two masters of contortion battled it out for the title of the most elastic human alive. Beyond his extraordinary contortionist skills, Felix's life outside the circus tent was shrouded in mystery. Little is known about his personal experiences or the challenges he may have faced due to his unique physical condition. No doubt his ability to transcend physical limitations and carve a path for himself in the world of entertainment serves as a testament to his resilience and determination. So there you have it, guys, the incredible tale of Felix Ware, the Elastic Skin Man. Number 8. Robert Huddleston, the Ponyboy. Robert Huddleston was likely afflicted with a very advanced form of congenital genu recurvatum, also known as back knee deformity. By most accounts, Robert was unable to stand erect or use crutches, and so he lived and walked about exclusively on all fours. Despite what appeared to be a crippling affliction, Robert lived a remarkably active lifestyle and possessed a remarkable work ethic. Born around Excelsior Springs, Missouri in 1895, Robert Huddleston spent much of his childhood working chores on the family farm by milking cows, loading stock, and harvesting crops. Robert was once employed as a logging teamster where he hauled trees. He hauled the logs of wood some 15 miles a day on a wagon. He protected his hands from rocks and bush debris by tying up small wooden blocks to his hands with leather, and as a result of this heavy labor, Robert's arm and shoulder strength practically became unbelievably unmatched. And that wasn't all. During World War II, Robert worked as a blacksmith and temporarily as a carpenter. Technically, he was a hard-working man who ignored his perceived limitations. Robert's journey where he earned the moniker Ponyboy began after the war, when he showcased his physical uniqueness for the first time at a small carnival in Texas. The brief stint catapulted him to stardom, which also led him to more work with several larger organizations. Eventually, Robert toured all of North America with the Tom Mix Circus, a renowned sideshow. Robert combined his agility with unique flexibility. With his flexibility, he could throw his right leg over his shoulder like a bale of wood. Don't try this at home. All being said, Robert, the Ponyboy spent 36 years of his life displaying his exceptionalism for profit. He eventually retired to Fremont, a city in California, where he continued his active lifestyle, restoring automobiles and raising rabbits. He passed away in 1970 after living his life to its fullest. Number 7. Frank Lentini, the ThreeLeg Man. Frank Lentini was born with 3 legs, 4 feet, 16 fingers, and 2 sets of genitals. His extra legs sprouted from the side of his right hip with a 4th foot stretching from his knee. To explain this, experts believed that his condition was a result of a second embryo that began to develop in the womb. So as the second twin could not be separated, this led to the situation that we have now. Thus, one twin came to dominate the other. In this era of technological advancements, this would have been easily separated. Although Frank's family members saw his condition as a disgrace and planned to get rid of the additional leg, they had to halt their plan as specialists said the amputation could lead to serious issues like death or paralysis. At 9 years of age, Frank made an arduous journey to America. There he met a professional man named Giuseppe Magnano. As a proficient showman, Magnano quickly added Frank to his shows, where he earned the name the only 3-legged football player in the world, due to his ability to use his third leg to kick a soccer ball, jumping over a rope, skating, and bicycling. Beyond his athleticism, Frank was also quick-witted and funny. He had a knack for joking about himself. He once joked that he was the only man who didn't need a chair because he could always rely on his third leg as a stool. During his time traveling around the United States and performing, Frank learned to speak English and was known for his poise, intelligence, and unabashed pride in his deformity. He amassed great fame and fortune. Similarly, Frank was able to use his charisma to woo a young actress named Teresa Murray. The two were married in 1907 and were blessed with 4 children, Josephine, Natale, Francesco, and Giacomo. Frank continued living life and enjoyed every beautiful thing life has to offer. However, in 1996, he had a lung failure which eventually claimed his life. Number 6. Prince Randian, the Human Snake. Standing just 3 feet tall and born in 1871 in British Guiana, Prince Randian's life journey was one filled with challenges and triumphs, especially due to his distinctive features. He lived with a rare condition known as tetra-amelia syndrome, an autosomal congenital disorder that results in babies being born without limbs. So, typically, Randian was certainly a shocking sight. His arms were no more than nubs that ended at the shoulders, and his legs were almost entirely non-existent. Despite this impediment, Randian was able to go on with his life, and in 1889, he was spotted by the famous Phineas Taylor Barnum, founder of Barnum and Bailey Circus. Barnum was immediately impressed with how Randian coped with his condition. Randian was 18-year-old when he came to the United States to exhibit himself. As his condition had haunted him all his life, Randian had adapted over the years. He had taught himself to be able to do almost everything possible that needed to be done to keep himself groomed and healthy. With this, he was able to make appearances in several films, including the classic movie Freaks, produced in 1932. Not sure if this movie is still available for you to watch, however, Randian left an indelible impression on audiences worldwide. His inclusion in the film allowed him to showcase his magnetic personality and challenge society's preconceived notions of what it meant to be a real freak. To the amazement of many people of his time, Randian could paint, shave, and even write with his mouth. Though this feat was impressive, the pinnacle of Randian's act was his ability to roll and light a cigarette using just his mouth. Beyond his freakish act, he eventually married Princess Sarah, and they had 4 children. After more than 40 years of performing, and of course, giving the crowd a good value for their money in the circus realm, Randian retired, as a rich man, from the circus, and his family lived a peaceful life working a farm in New Jersey. But he died on December 19, 1934, leaving wealth and, of course, legacy. Number 5. Chang and Eng, the Siamese twins. When it comes to circus performers, Chang and Eng are unquestionably the most well-known Siamese twins of all time. They were born on 1811 in Siam, now known as Thailand. From childhood, these brothers shared an anatomical connection known as thoracopagus, which fused them in a manner that astonished observers. However, their union went far beyond mere physicality, as their individual personalities complement each other in a way that would make any successful comedy duo envious. While Chang was known for his outgoing nature and lively spirit, Eng countered with a more reserved and contemplative behavior. Their contrasting personalities, combined with their shared physicality, allowed them to create a mesmerizing and humorous spectacle for the crowds that flocked to witness their performances. With their sparkling wit and undeniable charm, Chang and Eng took center stage and transformed the concept of freak show into an art form that blended astonishment and amusement. They proved that even in the face of adversity, one could find joy and laughter, and they did so with a finesse that left spectators awestruck. But their fame extended far beyond the confines of the circus tent. Chang and Eng's success and popularity paved the way for a life of affluence and bliss. And just to show how healthy they were, at 1843, they got married to 2 sisters. Chang married Adelaide Yates, while Eng married Sarah Yates. With this union, Chang had 10 children, while on the other hand, Eng had 11. However, the adventurous spirit of Chang and Eng knew no bounds. Not content with merely being circus attractions, they embarked on an international tour that saw them perform in prestigious venues across Europe and the United States. Their shows were not merely spectacles of curiosity. They were true theatrical experiences that touched the hearts of audiences far and wide. While their lives were undoubtedly extraordinary, their incredible story continues to amaze many, reminding us all that the human spirit can overcome even the most peculiar of circumstances. They embraced their unique connection and transformed it into a source of strength, humor, and love. A reminder that laughter and joy can thrive in even the most unexpected places. Chang and Eng, the Siamese twins, defied convention, blended laughter with their astonishing physical bond, and became a symbol of resilience and unity. Number 4. Mirin Dejo, the invulnerable man. Have you ever tried piercing through your body with a sword? Well, if you haven't, someone has. Arnold Garrett Henskes, also known as Mirin Dejo, or better still, the invulnerable man. Dejo was a Dutch performance artist known for his astonishing ability to pierce his body with various objects without noticeable harm. He gained international fame during the mid-20th century for his captivating and often controversial public demonstrations. Dejo's performances involved driving sharp objects, such as swords or skewers, through his body. He claimed to be possessed by a supernatural being. Well, that might explain why he was able to engage in such uncommon activities. He was able to endure these feats without suffering significant injury or pain. His demonstrations were often accompanied by medical professionals who verified the lack of physical harm caused by the stabbing he exposed himself to. Some perceived him as a miraculous phenomenon, while others questioned the authenticity and safety of his acts. Medical experts and skeptics attempted to explain his ability and came up with theories such as self-hypnosis or altered states of consciousness. However, Dejo himself insisted that his acts were not illusions or tricks, but rather a demonstration of his unique bodily resilience. He had himself pierced with a rapier on different occasions. Throughout his career, Dejo performed across Europe and even in the United States, captivating audiences with his shocking and unconventional displays. Unfortunately, Mirin Dejo's life and career were cut short when he died unexpectedly after a performance in 1948. Autopsy showed that he suffered from an aortic rupture as a result of swallowing a steel. Although this was surgically removed 2 days after, the ingestion eventually led to his death. Number 3. Edward Mordake's The Man with Two Faces. Edward Mordecai, a figure shrouded in mystery and folklore, is known for a rare and haunting condition that has captivated imaginations throughout history. Born in the 19th century into an aristocratic English family, Mordecai carried a peculiar burden, a face on the back of his head. The account of Edward Mordecai tells of a face with its own eyes, nose, and mouth, positioned inexplicably behind his skull. This anomaly, known as craniopagus parasiticus, is an extremely rare condition where a partially formed twin develops attached to the body of another individual. Though the exact details of Edward's life remain uncertain, it is said that he lived a reclusive existence, tormented by the presence of the face on the back of his head. According to the legend, the face would whisper to Mordecai, speaking in a voice that only he could hear, driving him to madness. The legend of Edward Mordecai has been passed down through generations, perpetuated by accounts that claim he sought medical intervention to remove the haunting face. However, no physician would dare attempt the operation, fearing the potential harm it might cause to Mordecai's life or the possibility of losing his own during the process. But at the age of 22, he died of suicide. While the tale of Edward Mordecai may sound like a chilling work of fiction, Edward's story was one of the weirdest, as well as the most melancholy stories of human deformity. Edward Mordecai, the man with the haunting face on the back of his head, remains a tragic and enigmatic figure in the annals of medical history. His tale continues to captivate imaginations, reminding us that not all circus freak had it all rosy. Number 2. Isaac Sprague, the Living Skeleton. Next, we present to you Isaac Sprague. Born on 1841 in East Bridgewater, Massachusetts, Isaac was a figure whose life and physical condition defied conventional understanding. Isaac grew like a normal baby should. He was cute and adorable with chubby stature, but beginning at the age of 12, he experienced a drastic and irreversible weight loss. Despite maintaining a healthy appetite, he continued to lose weight due to a disorder known as extreme progressive muscular atrophy. Though this condition ravaged his body, during his early adulthood, Isaac tried various jobs, including working as a cobbler for his father and as a grocer. However, his illness got the better of him and was unable to pursue a stable career in any of the jobs. When his parents died, Isaac became unemployed, and as means of survival were very thin, he just had to do something. Finally, in 1865, an opportunity arose when he was offered a position in a circus sideshow, where he became known as the Living Skeleton, or perhaps the original Thin Man. The following year, Barnum, the renowned showman, hired Isaac to work in his newly reopened and successful American Museum Freak Show. Barnum compensated Isaac with a weekly salary of $80 for his unique services. Tragically, a fire struck in 1868, and Isaac's workplace, Barnum's museum, was consumed. The thing was, miraculously, Isaac managed to escape with his life. Following the incident, he married a woman named Tamar Moore, and they went on to have 3 healthy and normal sons. Despite his plan to face his family and distance himself from the sideshow life, he soon ran into financial difficulties. So he tried getting a job elsewhere, but due to his physical condition, finding employment outside of Barnum's ventures was so challenging. Afterwards, rumor had it that Isaac took to gambling. Well, before you criticize him taking to gambling, you should know that he was a family man and he had mouths to feed. At the age of 44, Isaac stood at 5 feet and 6 inches tall, weighing a mere 43 pounds. He was so thin and his health was deteriorating. So, a medical expert instructed him to take enough nutrients. With this, Isaac began to carry milk in a flask, hanging the flask around his neck and sipping the milk intermittently to stay alive. However, on January 5th, 1887, in Chicago, Illinois, Isaac Sprague died of lack of oxygen. He had lived an inspiring life, and beyond reasoned doubt, he made himself an icon to behold. And today his legacy as the living skeleton is a testament to the fragility and resilience of the human body in the face of extraordinary circumstances. Number 1. Ella Harper, the Camel Girl. Famously known as the Camel Girl, Ella Harper was an extraordinary human born with an incredibly rare orthopedic condition that caused her knees to bend backward, a condition known as congenital genu recurvatum. Her distinctive way of walking on all fours earned her the nickname that would come to define her public persona. In 1886, Ella found herself in the spotlight as the star attraction in Harris's nickel-plate circus. Her unique appearance and abilities fascinated audiences wherever the circus traveled, leading to extensive coverage in newspapers across the country. Harper's captivating performances garnered significant attention. Even beyond her unique set of legs, she was highly humorous. With these abilities, she received a substantial salary of $200 per week, and that amount in 2023 is an equivalent of around $6,800. Typically, she sold herself and in return gained financial success, which extensively provided her with opportunities in life that might have otherwise been out of reach. Despite her celebrity status, Ella Harper's personal life also saw significant developments when 35 years of age she happily married Robert Savely, a schoolteacher and photography shop bookkeeper. And this added a new chapter to her story. A year after their marriage, they had a baby girl who they named Mabel Savely, but sadly the child died when she was just 6 months old. Despite the public attention she attracted and the comfort she had, unfortunately, in 1921, Ella died of cancer at the age of 51. While Ella Harper's condition may have initially defined her public image, her life is a reminder that behind the label of a freak or an oddity, there lies a complex and multifaceted individual deserving of dignity and respect. Her story contributes to our understanding of human diversity and the importance of celebrating the uniqueness that exists within each of us. We hope you enjoyed this video. We'll see you in the next one.